rat traps. I recently made a YouTube short about how these are a very underrated survival item. I said that you could, of course, can catch small game, mice, rats, squirrels, chipmunks, maybe even rabbits for food, but you can also even rig up a fishing line to it to set a hook on a fish. And I had a comment asking me to show you how to do that. It's very simple. Ow! That was not planned. I'll show you how to do that. So I've got the rat trap set up in the vise here, and there's a few ways you could set this up. You could try to screw it down or lash it down, maybe tie it down to a plank if you're ice fishing, and set it over a hole that you've made. That's a good way to do it. Another thing you might want to consider though is pre-drilling a few holes in the rat trap, and that allows you to tie it to a tree stump or a branch or whatever, and that way if a larger animal puts their paw in here, they won't go running off with your trap. I'll get the good old bit and brace out for this one, since it shouldn't take long. These are normal drill bits. There are kind of special drill bits for these guys, but they'll work with a normal drill bit. This is a ratcheting one, so you can work in a corner if you have to, or you can lock it down. Let's see here. There we go. Try to get the shadows out of the shot as much as I can. So really, if you've never used a bit and brace, it's actually really satisfying. These guys are like $5 sometimes at your local antique store. I think this one literally was $10. So go out and get one. It's a nice thing to have, knowing you can drill holes without power if you ever have to. Oh, there's one. I'll zoom you in here for the next ones. It's always very satisfying to work with these old hand tools, I think. Something you might want to consider is maybe using a mouse trap as a survival item instead of a rat trap. Rat traps are way larger and more powerful, so you can catch larger game, but they're also bigger and slightly more heavy than a mouse trap. Okay, of course, we're gonna clean as we go, just like a pro. Okay. Now, if you didn't have a drill and you were in the wild, you could do this by simply twisting your knife back and forth. You'd eventually get through there, probably a lot faster than you'd think. So now, we're gonna go ahead and tie this on. We're gonna pretend like this is fishing line, and it'll just make it a little bit easier for you guys to see. Now, excuse the mess, we're still in the process of building the ultimate EDC for rural and urban carry. And if you wanna watch that, please subscribe. Okay, we'll use the Petzl Spatha, by the way. It's this knife, my rock climbing knife to cut this guy. Never been a big fan of serrations on a knife, especially close up. It makes doing carving and stuff hard, but when you want to cut cordage or rope, man, it's pretty nice. Go ahead and burn this shut. Do the same with this side. This is PMI accessory cord. Actually, it's not accessory cord technically, it's just some sort of basic rope. It's not rated to anything substantial. Now the length of these really doesn't matter that much. I'm probably taking off a little more than you would want to use if you're using fishing line for this part. Since this is a larger diameter rope, it's going to require a little more line to be able to tie knots. Good enough, don't breathe that. Yeah, if you're curious on my opinions about this knife, it's nice for the use case, which is rock climbing, because it is super light, but it feels pretty flimsy, to be frankly honest. Tie a simple overhand here at the end of the rope. Since this is larger diameter, I can kind of just sneak it through underneath that triangle there. Use to keep the bait on. That is not going to go anywhere. If I really wanted to, I could use my EDC vice grips that I talked about in my last video, and I could crimp it, but I'm not going to do that right now. Okay, the next one, we're just going to tie to this, I don't know, I'll call it the snapping bar, whatever holds the animal down, but not really, again, it doesn't matter that much. I'm just going to tie a double fisherman's. Like a double fisherman's because it cinches down. So I'm going to go ahead and thread this guy through here. we'll go ahead and set the trap to get a measurement. You can't tell, but I'm squinting my eyes. It's always scary to set up a rat trap. Oops. There we go. So what we really want to do is connect these two lines together. Oh, hi. Put it in the comments below if you saw that coming. Let's try this again here. I'll just hold it to get a measurement. Really want to tie it, sorry, somewhere around right there. So we want to connect these two ropes together. There's probably a plethora of ways to do that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my finger there, tie an overhand knot. And what you can do is actually just do a follow through. I think technically this is called a water knot. You tie it on webbing and stuff a lot of times in the rock climbing world. Actually, a water knot is the other direction. Austin in post here, you could have just put them parallel and tied an overhand knot as well,
back through
with both of them.
Pretty easy knot. Make sure it's nice and tight so we don't have any slack in there.
Dressed and stressed, as they say. If you didn't notice, a lot of my knowledge and expertise comes from the rock climbing world. So let me show you how this works now. Now, what you can do is either tie this, I'm gonna keep my fingers away from this snapping bar here, but you could tie this to a tree under these holes that I drilled. And on the bottom, you'll notice I have these two lines tied together. Now, if you tie this to your fishing line, and I'll show you guys what happens when a fish bites, it'll pull this trigger, and this bar will tug on the line and set the rope, or set the fishing line. Maybe better yet, I should slide it around. Something like that might work better. Woo! Almost got me again. This is not for the faint of heart. This little bugger is sensitive. All right, I've got it set up for the third time. Go ahead and comment below how many times you'll think I'll almost get myself. So imagine this line goes to the fishy, and it's gonna take your little bait, and what's gonna happen is this bail flips over. I could probably shorten it, make it a little better. Shorten this rope right here that my finger's on, and make it a little bit of a stronger tug. And it's gonna depend on the angle you set your trap up to. But what this is really designed to do is a fish takes it, and it's so fast you can't really see it, but it tugs this line right out of my hand, and that would be setting the hook on the fish. And so when you hear that go off in a survival situation, you can walk back over and get your fish, pull it out of the water.
I will eventually be making a video where I go out and try to catch a fish with this rig. Stay tuned for that as well.
All right, if you want to see more videos like this, let me know. Comment below and I'll film some more. If you try this and get your fingers in the trap, also put a comment below. This is dangerous. There are several videos on YouTube where people use this to catch fish, and I'll put a link to one of those videos in the description of this video if you want to go watch it in action. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Grace and peace in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ.